What should I do with this absurdity? Oh heart, oh troubled heart, this caricature, decrepit age that has been tied to me as to a dog's tail. Never had I more excited, passionate, fantastical imagination, nor near an eye that more expected the impossible. No, not in boyhood, when with rod and fly, or the humbler worm, I climbed Ben Bulbin's back and had the livelong summer day to spend. It seems I must bid the musical pack, choose Plato and Plotinus for a friend, until imagination, I and dear, can be content with argument and deal in abstract things, or be derided by a sort of battered cavil at the heel. I stare at the battlements and feeling a foundation where tree-like sooty fingers start from the earth and send imagination forth under the day's declining beam and call images and memories from ruin or from ancient trees, for I would ask a question of them all. Beyond that ridge lived Mrs. French, and once when every silver candlestick or sconce lit up the dark mahogany and the wine, a serving man that could divine that most respected ladies every wish ran, and with the garden shears clipped an insolent farmer's ears and brought them in a little cup of dinner. Some few remember still when I was young, a peasant girl ended by a song who'd lived somewhere upon that rocky place and praised the color of her face, and had the greater joy in praising her, remembering that if walk she there farmers jostled at the fair, so great a glory did that song confer. And certain men being maddened by those rhymes, or else by toasting her a score of times, rose from the table to declare their right to test their fancy by their sight, but they mistook the brightness of the moon for the prosaic light of day. Music had driven their wits astray, and one was drowned in the great bog of Clun. Strange, but the man that made the song was blind, yet now I've considered it, I find that nothing strange. Tragedy began with Homer, that was a blind man, and all Helen has all living hearts betrayed. Oh, may moon and sunlight seem one inextricable beam, for if I triumph, I must make men mad. And I myself created Hanrahan, and drove him drunk or sober through the dawn from somewhere in the neighboring cottages. Caught by an old man's juggleries, he stumbled, tumbled, fumbled to and fro, and had but broken knees to hire in horrible splendor of desire, thought it all out 20 years ago. Good fellows shuffled cards in an old barn, and when that ancient ruffian's turn was on, he so bewitched the cards under his thumb that all but the one card became a pack of hounds and not a pack of cards. Hanrahan rose in frenzy there and followed up those baying creatures towards, I must remember what, enough. I must recall that neither love nor music nor an enemy's clipped ear could, he was so harried cheer, a figure that has grown so fabulous there's not a neighbor left to say, when he finished his dog's day, an ancient bankrupt master of this house. For centuries, rough men at arms, cross-gathered to the knees or shod in iron, climbed the narrow stairs, and certain men at arms there were, whose images in their great memory stored come with loud cry and panting breast to break upon the sleeper's rest, while the great wooden dice beat on the board. As I would question all who can, come all the necessitous half-mounted man, bring beauty's blind rambling celebrant, the red man the juggler sent to God forsaken meadows, Mrs. French gifted with so fine an ear, the man drowned in the bog's mire, the mocking muse chose the country wench. But all old men and women, rich or poor, who trod upon those stones or across this door, whether in public or in secret rage, as I do now against old age. But I have found an answer in these eyes that are impatient to be gone. Go therefore, but leave Hanrahan, for I need all his mighty memories. Old lech with a loved one every wind, bring up out of that deep considering mind all that you have considered in the grave, for it is certain that you have reckoned up every unforeknown, unseeing plunge, lured by a softening eye, or by a touch or a sign to the labyrinth of another's being. Does the imagination dwell the most upon woman won or woman lost? Upon the lost, admit you turned aside from a great labyrinth out of pride, cowardice, some over-subtle thought, anything called conscience once, and its memory reoccur, the sun's under eclipse and the day blotted out. Now it's time I write my will. I choose upstanding men who climb the stream until the fountain leap and drop their cast at the side of dripping stones. I declare they shall inherit my pride, the pride of a people bound neither to cause nor to state, neither to the slaves that were spat on, nor to the tyrants that spat, the people of Burke and Grattan, who gave, though free to refuse, pride like that of the morn, till the headlong light is loose, or that of the fabulous horn, or that of a sudden shower when all streams are dry, or that of the hour when the swan must fix his eye upon a fading gleam, float out upon a long last reach of glittering stream, and there sing his last song. I declare my faith. Plotinus thought and crying to Plato's teeth, life and death were not till man made up the whole, made lock, stock, and barrel out of his bitter soul. Aye, sun and moon and stars all, and further add to that, being dead we rise, dream, and so create translunar paradise. I make my faith and peace with learned Italian things and proud stones of Greece, poets' imaginings and memories of love, memories of the words of women, all those things whereof man makes a superhuman mirror resembling dream, as at the loophole there the daws chatter and scream and drop twigs layer upon layer. When they have mounted up, the mother bird will rest on their hollow top, and so warm her wild breast. Young upstanding men climbing the mountainside, that under bursting dawn they even may drop a fly, being of that metal made till it is broken by this sedentary trade. Now I shall make my soul, compelling it to study in a learned school till slow decay of blood, testy delirium, dull decrepitude, what worse evil come, the death of friends, and death of every brilliant eye that make a catch in a breath, seen but the clouds of the sky when the horizon fades, or birds' sleepy cry among the deepening shades.